Today's topic, lesson 7.3b, second part of this section, dividing rational expressions. So the main focus here is that you have to understand that division is defined in terms of multiplication. So if you look at that first property, you can see that if you are going to divide fractions, then what you do is you multiply the fractions after you take the reciprocal of the second fraction. So let's go ahead and practice this a little bit. Let's go ahead and start off with this one. So what's going to happen is you are going to take that fraction right there and you are going to write it as a reciprocal. I think we can do a little bit of factoring also. This really becomes the same lesson as the previous, because now all it involves is our skill for multiplying fractions. So I want you to go ahead and take a look at that and factor as much as possible, and maybe some things can cancel out. So I'm looking right here. We can factor out a 2, which will replace that expression. Over here, we can factor out an x. And up top, let's see if we can factor this. See, that becomes x and x, two numbers to multiply give you 30, and to give you 11. Okay, it looks like that. So now, let's see what we get as a result. All right, does anything cancel? Let's see here. Well, there's x and this x cancel. X minus 6 and that x minus 6. Wow, look at all this stuff that cancels out. X minus 5. So in the numerator, we have a 7. Denominator, a 2. 7 halves. It's a pretty big fraction. 7 halves is the answer. All right, same thing goes here. So if I was going to do this, I believe what I would do is think of that 3x squared plus 5x over 1. So what we'll do is we'll keep our first fraction intact, but we'll multiply by the reciprocal of this. That's all division is. Don't need those parentheses either. All right, let's try to do a little bit of factoring over here. Let's start off down here. So I think all we can do is factor out an x. Okay, we're really going to need to factor this. You can use a slide divide method, whatever you like. So let's see if I can do all my work right here. That'd be an x squared plus x minus 90. Okay. And let's see here. That factors. Okay, I'm going to need a 10 times negative 9. And then since it's a slide divide method, I divide by 6. And let me see if I can squeeze this in here. So I'm going to take this. Get rid of that. All right, I need to squeeze in one more step here. So this will be actually probably 2 more steps. See if I can move all that up there. All right, there we go. So I'm going to reduce my fraction. And reduce this fraction. And then I'm going to rewrite it, slide my numbers up there. So 3x plus 5, 2x minus 3. All right, there we go. That has replaced this expression. All right, so if we can see that well enough now, do we find anything that can cancel? Well, this cancels here. And I think that might be it. So let's see if we can rewrite this. In the numerator, we have 2x minus 3 times 1. So that's just 2x minus 3. Denominator, we have 4x squared times this x to the first power, so that's 4x to the third. And I believe that's it. So we have that one done. A lot of factoring. Okay. Everybody try those on your own for a moment. And then we'll go through them. These will be our last two. Okay. We're going to need to rewrite this problem. So this will be 4x over 5x minus 20 times the reciprocal of this. Let's see if we can do a little bit of factoring. Let's see over here. What will this factor into? Let's see here. About -4 times -2 works. Factor out a 5 here. And how about factor out an x in this expression? All right. I'm going to write this answer below. We've got another problem to do. Do we see anything that cancels? Well, we got x minus 4. Got this x minus 2. Got this x. Looks like we have 4 over 5, 4/5. There you go. There's your answer. How about we take a look at number 9? Number 9, I'd write that over 1. So this will be 6x over 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 times the reciprocal of this. Let's go to work on some factoring. Looks like we're going to have a little slide divide method here. So this will be x squared. Excuse me, we have to do a little bit of work here. Factor. 5 times -2 would work. Of course, we got to divide this by what we slid, which is a 2. So this will be 2x plus 5. X minus 1. So this is our factored form of this expression. And this can have an x factored out. Okie doke. Let's see if we can figure out what this becomes now. There's our fraction line. Okay, let's go to work on this. So I see an x and an x that factors out. And I don't see anything else. So in the numerator, 6 times 1 is 6. And the denominator is, now does everybody see this? I'm going to circle it. See how we have 2 of those factors? So what we can do is actually write that as 2x plus 5 squared, if you'd like, times x minus 1. And there you go. There's your final answer. And that will conclude today's lesson.